Howdy, this is David Groce, your Texas tax and lawman. Never take counsel of your fears. That was the wise insight of Andrew Jackson, our 9th U.S. president. Old Hickory was no stranger to fears and adversity. On April 9, 1781, at the height of the American Revolutionary War, 14-year-old Andrew and his 16-year-old brother Robert joined a battle against the British in South Carolina to defend their meeting house. The British overpowered the colonists, and the Jackson boys managed to escape while their cousins were taken captive. The boys hid out all night. The next day, the British captured them, just as they approached their cousin's house to inform their aunt of their capture. As punishment, the British ransacked their aunt's house. To add insult to injury, the officer demanded that Jackson clean the mud off his boots. As a captured prisoner of war, young Jackson refused. Enraged, the British officer drew his sword and swung at Andrew. He raised his hand in defense and saved his life, only to bear a permanent scar on his arm and his forehead. The officer then turned and struck his brother Robert, gashing his head with a savage wound. The British gave them no medical treatment, but instead marched them 40 miles and threw them in prison. Their widowed mother came and begged for their release as part of a prisoner exchange. The joy of freedom, however, was short-lived, as Robert succumbed to the infections of his wounds and died only a few days later. Tragically, Andrew Jackson's mother died within a matter of weeks as she sought the release of the captured cousins. The loss of his father, his mother, and brother to the British left a permanent mark on Andrew Jackson, as had the officer's blade. But those scars healed, and a great leader emerged to lead our nation through the War of 1812 and the Battle of New Orleans. I tell you the story of President Jackson's tragic youth to give you courage to face the obstacles of our time. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is action in the face of fear. In 2020, we have many things to fear, as the relentless 24/7, 365 media tells us. Coronavirus, race riots, wildfires, murder hornets, and so many hurricanes that we exhausted the English alphabet and started counting in Greek, not to mention a tumultuous and divisive election season. Despite these facts, you and I must take courage. We must overcome our fear, or fear will cripple us, isolate us, and rob us of the freedom, hope, and joy that makes life worth living. One powerful ally of courage is thankfulness. Discourage means to take away courage, hope, and confidence. Thankfulness is a wonderful antidote because it changes our perspective from what we lack to what we have. When we reflect on the goodness of God, the love of family, the sweet counsel of a friend, or the warmth of laughter, we are reminded of what is good and true and right in the world. This Thanksgiving, I challenge you to take a moment to write an old-fashioned note or letter. Send it or hand it to a friend or family member. Remind them of what you love about them, of why you are thankful for them, or a time in your life when they were there for you. When you do that, they will feel encouraged, and their hearts will warm with thoughts of you, just like mine does when I think of the joy of serving each of you. Thank you for allowing me and my team to advise you through the difficult decisions of life, to help you plan and secure your future, and to prepare and report your taxes. Happy Thanksgiving. Texas tax and lawman legal disclaimer. Hey, I'm a lawyer. You know I have to have some lawyer mumbo jumbo. This is a general information video, not client attorney privilege information. The content is informational only and is not directed to any specific facts or circumstances and cannot be relied upon as a legal opinion, even though that would be nice and save you a trip to the lawyer. If you have a specific legal question, feel free to contact David Groce directly or seek qualified legal or tax counsel in your state of residence, state of mind, or whatever place you call home.